Most intelligent men are just too stupid to get dates, which seems a little bit counterintuitive if you think about it. But you're extremely smart in some areas. Maybe you're doing very well in your career. Maybe you're doing extremely well in your business. Maybe you're amazing at rock climbing. Maybe you're good at jiu-jitsu. Maybe you're a dentist. Maybe you're a lawyer. Maybe you're an engineer. Maybe you're a computer science guy. You're evidently intelligent when it comes to the distribution of IQ, which is 0.8 genetics. You're lucky. You score high. Yet you're too stupid to get dates. How is that possible? Well, success in anything in life is 80% psychology, 20% mindset. 20% tactics and strategy. Why is it that there are billionaires, some of the most intelligent people in the world, who are fat? How much cognitive computing power does it take to understand a caloric deficit? How difficult is it really to lose weight? I gained some weight over the last couple of months, especially over Christmas, because it was Fernanda's sole mission to make me fat. She hides chocolate, I'm not even joking. She hides chocolate around the house. Then it's like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning because I'm in Dublin. Matthias smiling because he knows what's up. Because I work with 70-80% of the clients that I have are in the US. So I'm running around the house looking for chocolate because I'm having a fucking sugar spike. Okay? And then I gained some weight. And then I made a decision, okay, enough, want to get back to fighting weight. Here, let me see if you can show this. Can you show this? Can you zoom in on that? Just make it look really visible. They need to see. Fix the light. Make it good. See the abs?
Screen.
What do you need me to do?
Screen.
Oh, screen. All right. Let's go. You got it. That used to be me many years ago. So I was like, okay, I want to get back to that. You might say, what, a narcissist? No, it's not me being narcissistic. I'm close to that now. 2, 3, maybe 3 kilos of body fat away. I have more mass, more muscle mass than back then, but also a little bit of fat. Now, how much cognitive computing power did it take for me to realize, okay, I got to do 10,000 steps a day. I just got to track my calories, which I'm not doing, by the way. I'll tell you my strategy, and I'll tell you the strategy that works for most people. But how difficult is it really? For most people, if you want to lose weight, you track your calories, you do your steps, you consume 150 to 200 grams of protein a day, and you drink half a liter of water with every meal, and then you eat a lot of vegetables and fruits because it fills you up. That's really it. How difficult is that? Why is it that there are billionaires who are overweight? Because success is 80% mindset, psychology, thoughts and emotions, in other words, the way your mind is set, determined by thoughts and emotions. Now, my strategy was a bit different because I just refused to give up chocolate. I don't drink alcohol, I take no drugs, nothing. My one vice is chocolate. And I refuse to not have chocolate anymore. So what I did instead was, okay, I'll punish myself and I'm gonna spend at least 45 to 60 minutes, 4 times a week on the bike, in addition to my 3 weight training sessions. So I do weights every second day, but the problem with weights is if you train weights for an hour, you only burn around 200 calories because you're resting most of the time, even if you have a really intense weight session. So if I'm not able to do steps, because in Ireland it rains sometimes, then I said, okay, I will do 45 to 60 minutes on the bike, which is 400 to 600 calories, because I push myself, I go hard. Maybe I can find a video later that we can add on how I'm on the bike. Maybe I won't show it, because I'm going pretty intense. I push myself, because I don't just cycle slowly, I do the normal cycling and then I sprint. Very easy for me to just, okay, I just need to be on the bike 4 times a week, and then easily started losing weight. And then, yeah, I didn't even make major changes to my nutrition. Oh yeah, one additional thing that I changed, by the way, was in the restaurant in my house, in the apartment building where we live in Ireland, the amazing restaurant, I used to have steak and sweet potatoes, sweet potato fries, and mayo. 2 pots of mayo, 25 grams each, which would be easily 350, 400 calories. Just the mayo. Sweet potato fries, easily another 500 calories. So that's 800, maybe 900 calories just from that and the steak. Steak, amazing. So what I did instead is, I decided to stop being a bitch and have 2 steaks instead. 1 steak and another steak. So I say even if the other steak is 400, I'm saving 400 to 500 calories by not having the sweet potato fries. And I feel a lot better. And I get more protein. And I get all the, at least, subjective increase in testosterone. I don't know whether eating meat boosts testosterone, but I feel a million times better than just eating those fries. How difficult was that? It wasn't very difficult. It's not very difficult for you to learn online dating. Yes, we have strategies and tactics that are going to absolutely blow your mind when it comes to building a man-to-woman connection on the date, texting, storytelling, creating a date machine where you can get an unlimited amount of high-quality dates from Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble, in-person approaches. There's tactics, there's strategies that are absolutely genius that I've been able to use to help clients from now over 32 countries find the right girlfriend, life partner, wife. But the biggest thing that we really help our clients with, the most important thing is mindset, because it's evidently not that you're not intelligent. It's evidently not that you need to go and work on yourself first, complete nonsense, because that assumes that working on yourself is going to stop at some point. It really doesn't. It never will. You're never going to stop working on yourself, so you might as well start now. The product, who you are, is more than good enough. Doesn't mean you don't have any flaws or don't have mine, but if we all had to be perfect, to be worthy and deserving of a beautiful relationship, we would never be. So what I would encourage you to do is to stop making excuses, put your ego aside, and understand, oh, I have blind spots. I have certain thoughts that I hold consciously or unconsciously that are preventing me from doing enough and or the right things. There's a lot of them. One could be, online dating is just really frustrating. It's just for hookups anyway. It's never worked for me in the past, so it never will work in the future. Okay, is it true that online dating is really only for hookups? Nonsense. Yes, there is a percentage of women, 10 to 30, 40%, 30%, I don't know the exact numbers, who are just on online dating apps because they want hookups. On Tinder more so than on other ones. But even on Tinder, I would argue that half of the women who are there are open or specifically looking for a long-term relationship. By the way, you can filter for it. On Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble, you can select long-term or long-term open to short or only long-term. Because again, the clients who come to me, they want to have a serious, meaningful, long-term relationship. Or a woman that they can spend their life with, that they can have a family with, or at least travel the world with. Somebody they're physically attracted to, same values, they can have intellectual conversations with, somebody who's stimulating, somebody who's loving, kind, caring, nurturing, loyal, all these good things. But to be able to get somebody like that, you have to get volume. To get volume, which you evidently don't have, 3 dates in 6 months, 6 dates in 6 months, is nothing. You should have at least 1 date a week. At least. What are we talking about here? How on earth, pardon me, are you going to get a high quality relationship if you don't have enough options? It is not going to happen. The only thing that's going to magically manifest itself from the heavens onto you is really a relationship where you won't be able to be yourself. With my ex-wife, let me tell you, it's not that she was a bad person, but I never really felt desired. I felt tolerated, but never really truly desired and loved. And again, it's not her fault as such, because she had blind spots, I had blind spots, and we chose each other from a lack of options. I didn't have enough options, so I jumped into a relationship with her straight away. We spent a couple of years, got married, have a daughter together. Now that part is beautiful, but and from my perspective, obviously I'm not going to say I wish it wouldn't have happened, because then this beautiful human being called my daughter wouldn't have been created, obviously. But going forward, I would like you to be able to learn from my mistakes, because you can really waste 10, 20, 30 years of your life with the wrong person. It's really dangerous. Dating is not just fun. We have a lot of fun with the clients. I, selfishly speaking, have the most fun job in the world. Dating is so fun. It is such a fun subject to teach and coach and help men overcome their individual mindset issues. It's so much fun. I love personal development. I like the coaching aspect. I like the teaching aspect, because coaching and teaching are slightly different things. I love it both. It's amazing. But it's not just that it's fun. It's also extremely meaningful. Because if you don't figure this out, you will either stay alone or you're going to end up in a mediocre, average relationship. And I wouldn't even have a problem with your relationship being average if the standard for average was high. But average means really bad. Bad intimacy. You're going to have conflicts around religion and politics because you're not aligned on those. How you're going to raise your children, what schools you're going to send them to, travel, male friends. Imagine that. Imagine your woman comes to you someday and says, Steven, He's going to be my new best friend. What? That's ridiculous. So you're going to have these arguments and you will waste a lot of your time. And then in 7 years, she's going to take half of your shit. And for some of you, you could do a little calculation in your head how much that's going to be. Yeah, and you can have a prenup. And you absolutely should. But still, you will have wasted so much time. And in life, we don't regret the things we did. We regret the things we didn't do. Because the only resource you're never going to get back is time. Trust me, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It almost brings tears to my eyes. The experiences you can have with somebody who's right for you are going to blow your mind. It is so beautiful. Fernanda and I, we've been together now for 4 years, 4.5. That relationship just keeps getting better. The love you can get from somebody who has the same values as you, who respects you, because you've developed the skill set of communicating effectively, creating an attraction, creating and sustaining attraction. That love that you can get from somebody, my goodness, that's just going to make you so happy. On a daily basis. Every single day. Okay, granted. Today, it's just me and my cameraman because Fernanda flew to Rome with her sister, which is fine because her sister, Fernanda's from Brazil, her sister as well, so they haven't seen each other in months, so they're meeting up. Not going to nightclubs, by the way, or some nonsense. Just nice touristy activities. And so they will have a fantastic time there. And so it's just me and Matthias. So today, Matthias will have to take Fernanda's role. Are you ready for that? He's excited. Let's go. Just you and me. The second the lights cut, we turn the camera off. It's just you and me. Let me tell you something. The happiness you can get from having a high-quality relationship is unbelievable. Because I've truly lived it. I've lived the dark night of the soul. I used to lie there in my bed with anxiety. Really. And not knowing what's going on inside of me. And I never experienced anxiety before. I experienced it back then, half a year after, a couple of months after we started getting engaged, 6 months later or so. Because I made a commitment to somebody, or was about to make a commitment to somebody who wasn't right for me. I had a panic attack the day after the wedding. Really painful shit. I don't go too much into the detail, but I suffered a shit ton. A shit ton. And that's why dating isn't just fun, it's very meaningful. Because I want you to be happy. I want you to be able to experience as much happiness and as little suffering as possible. Because what is life ultimately about? Making us as happy as possible and making everybody else as happy as possible. Right? Increasing happiness for ourselves to a maximum, that's happiness. Increasing happiness for other people, that's called meaning. What else are we here to do? And it's not pleasure, it's not just short-term pleasure seeking, even though part of that is also life, of course. But truly things that make you happy. And having a woman who sits there when you're working hard and who sits down on your lap and says, thank you so much for working so hard. I'm so proud of you. Do you know how different that is to having somebody nag you and get angry at you because you're working? But instead have somebody be sincerely thankful for all the work you're putting in? It's right there for you for the taking. There's nothing you need to work on yourself first. Nonsense. You're never going to stop working on yourself. You're good enough now. Do you think that I'm perfect? No. Do you think anybody's perfect? No, everybody sucks at something. And yet, myself and my clients, they end up in beautiful relationships. Apply for a free initial consultation call, and one of the members from my team is going to reach out, and we're going to create a plan for you to look at where you suck. Because maybe you suck at getting dates. Maybe you suck at getting second and third dates. Creating attraction, storytelling, getting stuck in your head, shyness, in-person approaches, moving things forward, setting boundaries, anything and everything. Anything you could possibly need. I've done it hundreds of times before with clients, with myself and with other people. Apply for a free call. Would be honored to speak with you. Talk soon.